Hello, Mr. Hornby83, and this is the Mr. Hornby83 show. And today, I am doing how I would have cast Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, originally I was going to do this earlier in the year, but since I knew Mortal Kombat was coming back and coming up, I decided to wait. So, I'm doing it now. I'm going to talk about, reason why the video is so late. I just got done watching the finals. And congratulations to the Toronto Raptors for winning their first ever NBA World Championship. So, anyway, let's get right into it. So, first off, let me get to characters that should not have been in this movie by any means necessary. And one main one is Shinnok. Now, I know Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out the same year that Mortal Kombat 4 and Mythology came out, but there should not have been a Shinnok in Mortal Kombat Annihilation because he was completely pointless. There was no reason for him there. Honestly, it should have been, I don't know, could have used that extra character to bring in Kitaro or something. But, so first off, there would be no Shinnok in the movie, unless he was like one of the Elder Gods, like the Elder God look of the gods, not looking like a mortal, kind of like Raiden did. Now let's get to casting. First of all, I don't have a problem with them recasting Sonya Blade. I think the lady they picked for Sonya Blade in Annihilation was prettier than Sonya in the first one, which I think that was the whole purpose. Which, if you look at Sonya Blade, she's a pretty character. So, replacing her with a prettier lady than the lady that was in the first one, even though the lady in the first one had better cleavage, but, you know. But I don't mind them recasting her. Now, I think they recasted the guy that played Johnny Cage. I could be wrong, but if they did, they should have had the same guy come back as Johnny Cage. Especially if they were going to kill him off, like, oh, well, you know, you're not going to be in the movie much, so we just kill you off right off the bat, and then you won't have to be in the movie. So yeah, they recast him, which I thought was a good idea, or was a bad idea, because they should have kept the same guy. Now for some other characters that got recast. Scorpion and Sub-Zero both got recast. I understand Sub-Zero because the first Sub-Zero ends up becoming Noob Saibot, and he was the older brother. The other Sub-Zero is the younger brother, so I didn't mind Sub-Zero being recast, but then they recast Scorpion. I mean, it sounded like they had the same voice actor, but you could tell the guy was much taller than the guy that played Scorpion in the first Mortal Kombat. And also another thing too, had they not had Shinnok in this movie, we might have got another appearance by Shang Tsung. The guy who played Shang Tsung I thought was great, and I really like him, and he's going to be Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11, which I'm still hoping to get before this month lets out. I don't know. I really want the game, but, you know, financial reasons has kind of put us in a situation where, yeah, James has it, but I don't have it, so I really wanted to. Also been wanting Mythology for a while, but golly, Nostalgic is charging way too much for it. Alright, let's see. So, Liu Kang, Katana, they were the same character. They were played by the same people. Robin Shue, and I don't know the other lady's name. Now for Raiden, I don't care what I would have had to do. I would have got Christopher Lambert back as Raiden, because the guy that played Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation really sucked. He's in my opinion, he's a terrible actor. I don't know why he keeps getting jobs. And like a couple years ago, he was in X-Men Days of Future Past. I think he was even in Apocalypse. I don't know. But why does this guy keep getting acting gigs? He sucks as an actor. He's part of one of the worst Jean-Claude Van Damme movies ever, The Quest. I mean, this guy really needs to go away. He's a terrible actor. I don't like him, and I wish he'd quit getting cast and rolled. Especially Raiden, because especially if they were going to have Raiden fight more, then they should have had Christopher Lambert come back, because Christopher Lambert was one of the best parts of the original Mortal Kombat movie. He was also Miss Raiden. All the one-liners he had, all he did, he was just perfect as Raiden. And for them to not be able to even get him back, which might have a lot to do with the script, but really, he was a part of 2 bad Highlander movies as well, so I don't know what the big deal was there. Because he was a part of 2 bad Highlander movies. The first one was great. Pretty much after that was it. Anyway. Shao Kahn. Now look, initially I didn't have a problem with who they picked to be Shao Kahn. He was tall enough. He was bald-headed. He plays an awesome villain. Problem was, he just was not in the Shao Kahn costume enough. And you either recast him with someone that'll be in the Shao Kahn costume a lot, or make him wear the Shao Kahn costume a lot, because it really made no sense why we're seeing Shao Kahn, no deformed face or nothing, just walking around without his gear throughout the biggest part of the movie. So, what the heck? Something on Disney XD, of course, but yeah. That guy as Shao Kahn should not have been in there. If he wanted to do a bald character, where you've seen his face, why not have him play freaking Quan Chi in like Mortal Kombat Devastation or something? Which I talked about Mortal Kombat Devastation, I think it was like a week ago. But why not have him play that in Devastation? Alright, so who else is there to recast? I think that's pretty much all of the people I thought of that should have been recast. I do like the fact they did get a bigger, jacked up guy to play Jax in this one. Because the guy who played Jax in the first one really wasn't that bulky. And where was Kano at in this movie? Why couldn't we have got Kano back somehow? Like Shao Kahn revived him or whatever. But yeah, so, also, why was Noob Saibot and Ermac in this? Because I don't think Ermac and Noob Saibot showed up until, well, yeah, they showed up in 3, so, okay, never mind. I'll discount it. But, I think that's it for recasting characters. So, how I would have scripted this movie. Alright, first of all, Shinnok, I've done wiped him out. He's not a part of the cast. He's not a character in the movie or nothing. Why not have a way, like, they could have shown, and it would have made more sense why so many people are so keen on saying, well, if Kitana reunites with Sindel, that'll close the portal, blah, blah, blah. Why couldn't they do that? Instead, I mean, they could have started the movie out with, instead of Shao Kahn coming straight to Earth and going after Raiden, and yeah, I know it picks up after the first one, but you've had 2 years between this to do something different. Just started out with Shao Kahn reviving Sindel, and Sindel opening the portals for Shao Kahn. Would have made a lot of sense. But no, they went the route of he comes in and we find out it's really Shinnok that opened the portals. He broke the sacred rules, blah, 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 blah. Okay, as far as I know, And even though I use this as, even though I use this as talking about Shinnok and Shao Kahn working together in Mortal Kombat year last year, I believe that's when it was. It might have been the first year, but they never really worked together. Shao Kahn was placed there to, get Shinnok time to plan. Shinnok didn't come until after Shao Kahn was gone, or they thought he was gone. So, where this nonsense comes from that Shinnok and Shao Kahn are working together was just crazy. And like I said, I did do a video last year where I talked about how, reasons why there's a possibility that Shinnok and Shao Kahn might have been working together. But still, it was never officially confirmed. So, if they were going to do a Shinnok thing where Shao Kahn's working for him and he's the one that opened the portal for him, they could have did it in the god form, like, the other two elder gods popped up when Raiden asked about this. And they could have had Shinnok be like, well, I don't know how he was able to do this, Raiden. We have to think it's Sindel's fault somehow. And unless, Shao Kahn's using some kind of power that's letting him do that or whatever. So, to pretty much just throw what you do out there, I would have re-scripted it to where it's like, maybe Shao Kahn and Shinnok is working together, but Shinnok's kind of working behind the scenes and he don't want the other gods to know, so he doesn't show up to Shao Kahn. Another thing I would have wiped out is Raiden and Shao Kahn being brothers. That was so stupid. They never were called brothers in Mortal Kombat. They were never brothers in the games. So why are they brothers right here? Raiden always tried to stop Shao Kahn with his mortals. Shao Kahn tried to rule the mortals. Arch nemesis are fine, but to be brothers was totally stupid. So I would have put that out of the script. Maybe it falls to Raiden, like Liu Kang tries to fight Shao Kahn at first, but Shao Kahn's too powerful for him. So instead, Raiden's like, why don't you leave him alone and you fight me? And then, Liu Kang could have went through all the training with Nightwolf, and Raiden could have trained him some, and he could have trained, Fujin might have helped train him or whatever. Or, maybe he got trained by Bo Raicho, but Bo Raicho did not appear until Mortal Kombat 5 in the games, so it wouldn't have made no sense to put by Rochu in there. But Raiden could have trained Liu Kang with the help of Nightwolf to get Liu Kang prepared for Shao Kahn. Another thing that should not have been in this game, or this movie, well then again, you go with the Part 3 storyline, I guess Jade would have to be in it, because she did officially become a part of the MK universe in 3. She was just a hidden character in 2, so they were merging 2 and 3 together. So they could have did something where Shao Kahn was talking to a mystery assailant, but they didn't show who because they wanted to save that for the next Mortal Kombat movie. But they didn't do it, so. And the fact that we don't get enough Mortal Kombat, we don't get enough Scorpion and Sub-Zero in this game, and the frickin' cyborgs, Cyrax, and Smoke get beat like jabronis, like that quick. I don't even think we see Sector in this. Well, no, I think Sector's in it too. We don't even see Sector in the movie, I don't think. Now, we might have seen him, but where was Sector? You have Cyrax, you have Smoke, where's Sector? And another thing too, you could have built up the whole Smoke thing in the first Mortal Kombat movie, but really didn't do that, so it is a crazy thing with this, so the fact of the matter is Mortal Kombat Annihilation was a total mess. That's why I've jokingly called it Mortal Kombat Abomination when I did my review of it a couple years ago. I was like, oh god, this movie's so terrible. You know, or you could have did something like the end of Mortal Kombat 9, where it's like, you know, Shao Kahn fails. And then you give us some kind of little end credit thing where it's like, oh yeah, Quan Chi pops up, he's talking to Shinnok, and they're like, yep, now that Shao Kahn's been defeated, it's time for our plan to get put in motion, or something like that. But they didn't do it. Instead, they waste an hour and a half to 2 hours of our time on this freaking garbage movie. Even in the freaking Conquest show that was on TNT, while WCW was still on, it had a guy who played Shao Kahn, and it looked like he stayed in the Shao Kahn throughout the whole show. So why were there no situations where the guy who played Shao Kahn in this should have been Shao Kahn, not freaking Boo? It's like Jennifer Lawrence with Mystique in the First Class, and then Apocalypse, and even a little bit in Dark Phoenix, which I reviewed on my Facebook fan page. I did a spoiler and non-spoiler review, and I went to town on that movie. That movie sucked. And I've heard other reviewers kind of say, oh, it's not too bad, it's not good either, but you know, blah, 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 blah. But yet y'all were willing to bash a freaking X-Men Apocalypse so bad. And I think the reason why Dark Phoenix didn't get bashed so much is because now it's under the banter of Marvel again. Disney Marvel, so yay. Which proves my theory. People were only giving it bad reviews because Fox was doing the X-Men movies. And they wanted X-Men Apocalypse to be a failure so that Disney and Marvel could get it back. But anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, I think, and characters that they didn't use too much. If I would have scripted Mortal Kombat 9, characters that didn't get used too much in this movie would have got used a lot. Like, we didn't get to see Motaro used too much. We didn't get to see Shiva used too much. Baraka didn't get used too much, and when he did, he pretty much got wiped out. The whole Tarkatan clan got wiped out like that by freaking Liu Kang after he trained with Nightwolf. Nightwolf, we didn't even get to see much of Nightwolf in this movie. I keep saying game, I mean the same movie. Didn't even get to see much of Nightwolf in this movie. And Raiden is like absent for half the freaking movie. He's there for the beginning and all that, in the first act, and then toward the end of the second act, that's when he shows back up. Gave up his mortal powers, blah blah blah. Man, I'm also just talking about this crappy movie. I mean, honestly. But I think, again, like I said, I would love to see Scorpion Sub-Zero used more. We heard Cabal's name. We heard Stryker's name. I could care less to see Stryker, but we didn't see Stryker or Cabal in this movie. Why weren't Stryker and Cabal in the movie? I mean, honestly. Did you not get actors to play them? No, you have to waste the budget on frickin' Chinook and underutilized Motaro and frickin' Shiva. And the way Shiva died was completely like a jabroni too. Like, oh my god. It's just crazy. No Kitaro either. But I guess that's besides the point. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think my casting and my scripting is good? Do you think it's bad? What? Let me know in the comments. Would the movie been better if they would have did the casting choices I talked about doing? Or would it have been worse? I don't know. Anyway it goes. I don't think it could get any worse than what it was when the movie initially came out. I mean, really. So, for shoutouts today, I'm only doing one, and it's because, one, it's Father's Day coming up this Sunday. But two, It's also been, what, I think, maybe over 10 years. But I want to give a special birthday shout out to my Uncle Todd, who passed away over 10 years ago. We were all really sad about it. And, you know, we weren't, and it was right after we lost our great-grandpa, so really sad to see. I mean, yeah, he didn't look like he was in the best of health when we seen him in the first place, but I really wish he wouldn't have passed. But yeah, happy birthday to my Uncle Todd, and also gonna be sad that this Father's Day, because my Aunt Angel's gonna be without her husband Greg. He passed away last week. And it's gonna be tough because he also had a daughter named Amber. She's like maybe my age or a little bit old, but sad to see that, you know, we lost so many people. Also, last week as well, my cousin Dylan passed away, so pretty sad. My cousin Scott and the mother of Dylan, my cousin Haley. So it's probably going to be tough for Scott this Father's Day, knowing that he lost one of his kids. It's tough. You don't want to see your kids pass before you do, but sometimes that's how it happens in life. But yeah, so really all the people are going to shout out anyway. Like, I haven't done a new video yet, except for Heavy Metal Turtle. But yeah, so mind this on a positive note, though. Much happy Father's Day to all the great fathers out there. I know it's not till Sunday, but I'll probably be out of town still Sunday, maybe. But yeah, I'll probably say Happy Father's Day to all the great fathers as well on my Facebook Live tomorrow. Which, by the way, what I'm doing on Facebook Live tomorrow is I am going to do a thing I'm going to call the Mortal Kombat Challenge, where I go through Mortal Kombat 1 through 4. I'm going to do different versions. I'm going to go and see how far I get before I lose my first match. I know the second ones are probably going to be like, boom, I lost that quick. But all the other ones I think I could get through fairly quickly. So 1 through 4 Mortal Kombat Challenge. Hopefully it don't run too long, because I have to get up Saturday, and we're going to be going down to Junction City, or no, Harrisburg, Kentucky, for my sister Kristen's wedding. If you've been watching the past couple Facebook videos I've done on my normal Facebook page, I've been making jokes about how I'm trying to outshine my stepbrother Andrew at my sister Kristen's wedding, so yeah. But yeah, so follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook, the Mr. Hornsby83 Show for my Facebook fan page, and on Twitter at Mr. Hornsby83. And I'll catch you guys later, and peace out. This video is probably longer than what I was expecting it to be. Yep,